I'm Murray Hill, Managing Director and CEO of uranium-focused exploration company Marenica Energy. Marenica developed a strategy of organic and inorganic growth a few years ago, and we're probably now the most active uranium exploration company listed on the ASX, both because of our acquisitions and our exploration success. So we acquired £48.5 million of high-grade uranium assets in Australia last December, and we're working on those now, and we've also got a strategic portfolio of uranium tenements in Namibia, the largest in the country, in a country that is the fourth largest producer of uranium in the world, and with a very, very strong uranium industry. We've also got upgrade technology, which is something we developed in-house ourselves, and we can apply to these assets to lift their value to the next level. So in Namibia, we are focused purely on paleochannel deposits. They're secondary style deposits. If you see on this map, there's a lascite alley through the middle there. Rossing is part of that lascite alley. They've been there for 45 years, continuous operating. Our process works extremely well on these paleochannels, and they're located to the north of our lascite alley and to the south. And we've focused all our attention on picking up assets that have high potential for paleochannels. So in the Namib Desert area, General Mining explored here. General Mining is a company that explored back in the 70s, late 70s and early 80s. They found the Langerheinrich deposit, they found Tumis, and they found Oceananus, the three known deposits in this Namib area. So these old paleochannel systems are old river systems. So what we're looking for is the river underneath the current surface. So what we've done is we've picked up a contiguous land package upstream of these known deposits, and that's where we're currently exploring. So two of the areas I want to focus on today is Koppies, which is sort of in the north of the area, or near the north of the area where we're looking at, and also Hitterbeb, which is down in the south. So Koppies, we started drilling on that or exploring on that last July. We've used a combination of exploration methods, horizontal loop electromagnetics, so ground-based geophysics. We've used to identify where the paleochannels sit, and on this map that's shown as the blue area. And then we've used RC drilling to go and locate holes within these channels and explore whether they're mineralized. So we've been extremely successful. We've picked up some fantastic grades in amongst it, and we look like we've got a nice size of uranium mineralization there. We've got a paleochannel area of about 6.4 square kilometres. The exploration method we're using is low cost. So drilling here say 50 holes would generally cost about 50,000 Australian dollars, or including assays and downhole gamma and everything else we need to do, and geologists. So very, very conservative with our cash, making sure we spend it wisely and add as much value to shareholders as possible with the least expenditure. Now, these paleochannels flow from east to west, and on the western side it runs into the Tumis channel. On the eastern side is our tenement. We're excited about the prospect of heading out there now. We just announced recently that we've started an exploration program on the adjoining tenement. So within the next couple of months, I hope to report back on some positive results around that exploration program. Now, the south, down in the south, the Hitterbeb is a huge EPL. It's 15 times larger than Koppies. It's 44 kilometres from east to west at its widest point. It's 22 kilometres north to south at its widest. General Mining explored here, and on this map we've outlined where they indicated there was paleochannels. We commenced a HLEM program, and we had to cut that short. The one line in the middle there, it's got 9.4 kilometres on it. COVID restrictions kicked in when we just about finished that line. Now they've lifted the restrictions in Namibia on movement out to site, so we're able to go back out. So we've recommenced our exploration program. We'll finish off the HLEM, and then we'll commence a $100,000 drilling program out here. So as you can imagine, it's a huge EPL. There's a lot of targets that we're looking to hit at. So we're quite excited about the prospect it brings. And a huge EPL for us, and potential big blue sky for us. So we're very excited about what's in Namibia. We've got lots of good ground, and we've got successful exploration occurring, and we look forward to more success in the future. So the Australian assets we picked up in December were mostly held by Paladin up until about 4 years ago, all but Thatcher's Soak. Paladin had a lot of projects on at the time. They did very, very little with these, so they're very much underdeveloped. So that presents a huge opportunity for us. So the 100% owned projects, we've got the Angela deposit in the Northern Territory, a very high-grade deposit, 1,300 ppm and 31 million pound of it. We believe that with our smarts and our IP that we can add significant value to this asset. It's got a very high acid consumption, and something that we've experienced with our upgrade process in Namibia, that we can reject the acid consumers. So we expect to lower the cost base for this project significantly. The Thatcher's Soak project, we did a lot of work on the Wiluna ore for Toro Energy and demonstrated that we can dramatically change their flow sheet and lower their cost base. And the flow sheet changes it greatly simplified the process, and so that lowers the cost base and increases the value of that deposit. The Minerva deposit, we must admit, we made an announcement on that a month ago. We really didn't know what was there when we picked up the ground. We went through some old drill hole data from, again, the late 70s, early 80s, and we found 2 holes were explored for assayed for uranium. One of them didn't have any. 2 holes were assayed for gold. One didn't have uranium in it, and the second one hit 19.2 grams per tonne gold in one interval, 2.3 grams per tonne in another interval. So that's quite exciting. We don't know how much gold is in that deposit. And from the uranium perspective, 10 holes were greater than 10,000 ppm. So that's some big numbers, 1% uranium. So the strike length of the drill holes is 2.4 kilometres. So we're excited about what the next steps are for us. We're just working those out with our geological team. The Uberguma deposit up near Derby, Paladin announced a resource on that in 2015. We're unable to announce what they produced or publicised, but it's a reasonable number of pounds in a good grade. So with time, we'll understand what that is. So really quite excited about what value we can add to these projects. So we think they're a very good asset for us. We paid 4 cents per pound for these assets. When Husab sold, or the Extract sold the Husab deposit in Namibia, they sold it for $4.50 a pound when the uranium price was only $55 a pound. So I'm not suggesting we're another Husab, but these with the increasing uranium price, these assets is going to increase in price significantly. So the upgrade, these assets in Namibia and Australia are high grade, and when we add, high value. When we add upgrade to it, the valuation increases to the next level. So upgrade, in-house developed, it basically rejects greater than 95% of the mass prior to leach, the highest cost unit operation in the uranium processing plant. The Marenica ore, which is very low grade, 93 ppm, we took it to 5,000 ppm in concentrate, demonstrated that the process works. We've done a small scoping study that indicates that the CapEx and OpEx both decreased by 50% compared to conventional processing, and this upgrade process gives an optionality. So if we can produce a concentrate that's less than 5% of the weight, we then don't have to process by leaching and refining on site. We can move that concentrate off-site. So in Namibia, for instance, Rossing been there for 45 years, it would make logical sense to talk to them about taking a concentrate into their circuit, which further reduces our CapEx to about 25% of conventional. So a fantastic development for us. It's patented, it's protected, and it really increases the value of all our assets. So just a quick look at the company: 3 directors, a couple of full-time staff. We've got a low market cap, a low number of shares in issue, and we've got some cash in the bank. So we're in a good position, and we limit our expenditure. So just in summary, we're probably the least talked about stock on the ASX with the greatest potential. We're successfully exploring on our large portfolio of ground in Namibia. We've picked up some underdeveloped deposits in Australia we can add value to. So as I say, both of those have got very, very high value, but when you put upgrade on top of that, they lift to the next level of value accretion. So clearly we're differentiated from our peers, both in geographical sense and also in our upgrade process, and we're undervalued. So quite a good investment. So thanks very much for your time and listening to me, and enjoy the rest of your day.